Bolden is here, NewsNation political contributor and former D.C. Democratic Party chairman. Also, Dr. Wright, NewsNation political contributor and Princeton University political scientist. To you both, good morning. Let's talk a little bit about Trump's speech as he heads back out onto the campaign trail. We have a clip talking about him bringing America together and uniting the country. Let's play that.
Together we will launch a new era of safety, prosperity, and freedom for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. The discord and division in our society must be healed. As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny. We rise together or we fall apart.
Scott, I'll start with you. Does it get harder for the Democrats to beat Donald Trump if he remains unifying in his message?
Well, that's the question. One speech does not make you a unifier. Last night, I listened to the speech, and to Lauren, I tried to take off my Democratic hat. I really did, and just listen as an American and a human being. And I got to tell you, what kept getting in the way, notwithstanding his powerful representation of what he went through as an assassination attempt, what kept getting in the way was the messenger. Someone who still traffics in chaos and corruption and criminality. I tried to listen and put that behind me. I couldn't put that behind me because of the messenger. It was a long, rambling speech, but I think what will be key is if he wants to be the unifier now because of this near-death experience, I want to hear what he says in Ohio and Iowa and on the campaign trail. Because last night, while he was almost morose and low-key, the reality was he went after Biden, he attacked Biden, and he attacked Nancy Pelosi. And so you can't have it both ways, and one speech doesn't make you the unifier.
So one speech last night, Lauren, it was a big speech, but the now what question, how do you believe Trump hits the campaign trail?
I actually agree with Scott. I don't think any of us can predict how much of a unifier Trump will be in his message or in his deeds moving forward. I was struck by the speech. I thought it was compelling, especially at the beginning. I think probably a lot of people couldn't take their eyes away from the screen, especially the story about his personal experience on Saturday. And then it did go into a Trumpian direction. Interesting, because I believed him when he said he rewrote the speech himself. I mean, it was not polished. It was not particularly policy heavy, but the messages in there are some messages that independents will be drawn to. Prosperity is an easy to understand message and a positive message that a lot of people are drawn to. Even drill baby drill is an easy message for people to understand. So some parts of his message are sort of classic Trump, and then some were new, which is something in and of itself to say, the unifying text was entirely new for this former president, but I don't know what to expect moving forward. We'll see.
Hard to deny that one of the powerful moments, one was Saturday when he stood up and said, fight, 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 with blood splattered across his face. But then as he recounted that last night, Scott, Democrat or Republican, it was a show of strength. How do Democrats combat that for independents who saw that as a leader, as a moment where he rose to a very scary occasion and came out of it?
Well, there's not a whole lot to combat.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm praying for former President Trump. I'm praying for him, but I ain't voting for him because he went through this near-death experience. I think anyone that goes through a near-death experience, we certainly hope and pray for them, but that doesn't change who they are fundamentally. It changes their emotional being. I'm a former prosecutor. I've dealt with this issue with victims of crimes before, and it does change you. It makes you question your outlook on life and what the meaning of your life is, and I'm sure he's going through that. But Donald Trump is who Donald Trump is. And so I think the issue is that, as we say, we move forward knowing his policies and his politics. That's not going to change. And so the Democrats got to figure out, they got to stop fighting themselves and figure out what they're going to do with Joe Biden or not. That's their biggest issue, because you can't beat Trump if you're fighting yourself. You got to fight Trump and the GOP, and you got to get one more vote to the next guy. And the Democrats are in disarray right now.
Yeah, it's a chaotic situation. Scott, Lauren, thank you both.
Thank you.
Still ahead, the